Fly Guy Trucker Boy and QuicTaMac. You just tuned in to Fly Guy Trucker Boy TV.
While you belly. Make the go.
What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz?
Make the go.
What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz?
Make the go.
What's up, cuz?
I'm West Coast for life, QuicTaMac is on the dice. 100,000 on the table got me feeling bright. They don't do it, but I did it, that's my sacrifice. I hit my number and smile, I love these Cali nights. Once again I'm gone, I'm far out like E.T. got just right phone home. I kept my jean loose and fitted 710 hat on. 40 Glock in my pocket, so when I'm rocking alone,
Just tuned in to Fly Guy Trucker Boy TV.
West Coast for
Fly
life.
Guy Trucker Boy and QuicTaMac.
What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz?
I was asking you, man, what does Long Beach mean to you?
Okay, Long Beach. As hectic as it may sound, I've seen in the city, it could be a peaceful spot. And Long Beach gave me my first break to my dream, which was music.
Right.
Or music was one of my paths. And Kelvin at the VIP, when I did my first demo.
VIP Records.
Yep, bullshit.
Was that your only record store
That was booming. I mean, you had another one on 2nd Street, but none was like the VIP. But
Right.
I mean, you got shit, Craig Mack, Biggie, Dre. A lot of people came up to VIP. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Redman, Method, everybody came there.
Right.
That
It was
like,
very, 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 very popular.
and it's one in Compton, it's one in LA also. But
That's the original.
yeah. And then Kelvin had gave me my chance, bro, to put my fucking mixtape, demo, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in his store. I was like, wow, I felt like I was worldwide.
Yeah.
Being in one store.
Right. You was famous.
And then every couple of days he'd call me like, you can bring me another 10. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, they sold out. I was like, oh wow. And he kept it always business, like sign your name here. How many
Right.
qualities? How many you give me now? 50. Okay, 50. Sign your name. Boom, boom, boom. Everything was signed. Be like, I'm getting low. I got 4 more left. I was like, for real?
That's a hell of a feeling.
I was
like,
young and I
what
was
the
pumping
fuck?
out mix. Then I started doing mixtapes. I had the Traffic Jam. I had I had the Traffic Jam. I had the Certified. I had the Book of Sammuel 1, 2, and 3. I had Loose Lips. I had I had about at least 8, 9, 10 different mixtapes.
You was hustling.
Everything, bro. It was crazy. It was like this is like, and so he showed me like,
Were you also selling them out the trunk?
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Once I got older, my first couple projects, no. Because I was just more like, I tell people, they got them at the VIP. They got it at the VIP, you know what I'm saying? And I was pressing them up at the house with the ink from the printer. And my buddy Von Jackson was showing me ways of casing my shit up. You know what I'm saying? We were doing all the shows. Like every show that was big in Long Beach, I was part of. Every show, I repeat myself, that was big in Long Beach, I was a part of. At the Boat, V2O, at Cohibas. And it was another one called BB Kings or something like that. That was on Pine.
Those are clubs.
We used to rock 2 or 3 shows a night at 2 different clubs on the Pine Strip, all the way down to the V2O that was by the water.
I remember.
Yeah, big
I
shows
remember that.
with Lil Wayne, with fucking what's the girl that Lil Wayne used to fuck with? She was signed with Trick Daddy.
Oh, you got me.
Damn, Trick Daddy had a female rapper. I forgot her name.
Talking about the older one, the OG one now?
She a girl, yeah.
Trina?
Trina.
Yeah,
performed. She brought
okay.
on Lil Wayne. I performed there. The Ice-T. When Ice-T performed, I performed when Ye had performed. I performed when Naughty by
Who was Ye? Yayo?
Kanye West.
Oh, okay.
And then they had it was one with Naughty by Nature.
Trash.
Yeah, it was Alcoholics.
Ooh.
Everybody. That was a lot. The Game. I performed a lot of shit down there, bro. It was
You said alcoholics. The alcoholics used to go, man.
with Tash and them.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Alcoholics. Yeah. Shouts out to Exhibit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, when you speak on them names, that remind me of the Box. Remember the Box?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Hey, when I speak on that, a lot of people don't realize y'all was original what? 213s?
213, yeah.
Yeah, cause we was 213s, and then we turned 323s.
We became 562.
Yeah, you did. It was Pacific Bell, man. They changed everything.
Oh,
up.
the zip codes, yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
And I just wanted to rep Long Beach without the politics of a football team to be, you know, so to be labeled as one side. So I was like, you know, when I was on the freeway one day, and I was like, I passed the sign up. I said, that's it right there, 17 South.
Yeah.
And I was the first nigga in the city with the shirts. You know, the Koreans ended up getting it copywritten because I didn't know nothing about it at the time.
At the time,
you know?
right.
And they really had the money, the financial support to really push it. You know, but everybody that know me and when they see that 17 South shit, that's QuicTaMac shit. I got shit tatted on my arm. I took the shit overseas with me to Japan. You know, sold plenty of shirts, yeah, hats, all kind of shit.
Hustling.
Man.
Long Beach, man. Long Beach has been popular, man. I had a little partner, man, named Ben. And the crazy thing about it is his last name was Laden. Ben Laden, man. He was from 15th Street. Cool dude, man. But I know a lot of cats from Long Beach, man.
Wait,
Long
Ben
Beach.
Laden?
Yeah, Ben Laden. Light-skinned cat with long hair.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, man.
That sounds hella familiar. On my mama, and we had a homie that we called Bin Laden. That's why I'm like, damn. Yeah. Like the same nigga.
Man. Hey,
Just small.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Music wise, man, I'm gonna get into it, man. Badass, man. A lot of people know Badass. He's underrated, man. But that was one of your best friends, huh?
Yeah.
And I remember when he passed away, man. Rest in peace, Badass, man. How was your relationship with Badass?
Shit, that nigga was
But,
really
and before I ask that, let me ask you, what was his most memorable song?
to me.
Yeah.
Or just well, this
Or in general?
everybody remember from the one that half sung the hook. I don't want everybody to get the
Wrong idea.
That was one of the most
With
hottest.
cocaine on the hook.
Well, no, that was actually Lil Half Dead on the hook.
Okay. Was Coca
But
wasn't in?
They had cocaine in the video singing.
Oh, okay.
But that was actually Lil Half Dead.
So what was your relationship with Badass? And how did you meet him? let me ask you, how did you meet him, and how did you know what I mean? What type of relationship
I
did
had
you
a
have
best
with
friend
him?
at the time, rest in peace, damn, named Joey Blackwell, who lived in Scottsdale. This is like 83.
And that's Carson.
Yeah, I think I was about 8, 9 years old. And he introduced me to Bad. Like, that's Jamar. And I was like, what's up? And then we used to be in the back. When it rained, we'd be on like old furniture floating and fucking with the tap poles, the little shits that grow into frogs.
Frogs, yeah.
We used to be back there. It was just bad. It was just bad as fuck. You know, then we used to go to the candy store and get the little icy. We used to argue with the ice lady and tell her we want more icy because it's dead small with the big ones. Man, we had so many memories. And then my mother went to Banning with his father and she had a crush on him. You know what I'm saying?
Banning High School?
Yeah, they never linked up, but she used to have a crush on him because he played football, etc. And then moving to Long Beach, you know what I'm saying? That was a whole different ball game from just seeing him and then being like, oh, wow, like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, hold on. Like, he was more like, nigga, we almost there. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up getting on DefJam first. He ended up signing with Priority. And we always kept each other like a checkpoint, like, you know what I'm saying? And we was just...
So when you talk about DefJam, for those that don't know, who's the biggest person when it comes to DefJam?
Well, Warren G saved DefJam.
Okay.
So if you want to go back to like the biggest person, you could say like LL.
Okay.
Or DMC.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They had Method Man, Red Man.
Right.
Mo and Steph.
Right.
They had a lot of great artists. DefJam was like,
okay.
Yeah, DefJam was like the commercial label to be with because that was Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons.
You know what I'm saying?
But how did you get to, we're going to backtrack back to Badass. How did you get to DefJam?
I did a song with Lil Half Dead called 12 Pack of Dojers. And then it was...
Hey, man, I love that song, man, by the way, man.
Yeah, Half saved us on that one. And
yeah.
My boy Chaos, I came up with the concept, the song, the title. That was the
you know
title
what's crazy? I used to listen to that song all the time in the 90s, in the early 90s. And I didn't know that was you at the time, but That was part of my playlist, man, and we
Well,
used
the
to
12
knock
pack?
that. Yeah, man,
That's
and
what's up. I
it just
appreciate
it
that.
had me in the zone, man, and up until today, I'm like, man, that was Mac on that song. What?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You was young as a motherfucker, man. You still had milk in between the ears. You know what I mean?
Damn, yeah.
Come on, man.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But shit, we did the song with Lil Half Dead and Tracy Kendricks. He had a deal for us with Priority Records, and they were doing a movie called Friday, the first one. We did a song called Friday Night to be on that. And then he was like, man, I may have a better deal for y'all with DefJam. Which one do y'all want to go with? And we like, shit, Priority got Ice Cube. Priority, I think, had Ice-T and some other people. So we like, but DefJam is blowing niggas up. DefJam, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, DefJam. Because we ended up getting DefJam jackets.
Okay.
Before we even signed to DefJam, before we even linked up with Half Dead, we used to tell people at school, we were going to sign on DefJam.
Right.
Not knowing. A year later, we signed up DefJam. And now we on Team Summit. We on Rap City. We on the box all day. My one good moment I remember, I should have said this before I said taking my mother shopping, was when she wasn't feeling well. We were in the living room. She was laying on the bed. And we had the box on. And it was just the video kept playing. Just kept, the 12 pack was playing the whole day. And then I used to hook up people's phones too. So I tell them,
Burner phones.
I'll hook up your phone, but nigga, I need you to call the box this many times a day.
Okay.
So when people had people calling from the pen and needed to accept the collect calls and have phones, I remember. I'm like, nigga, just keep hitting that box, the 12 pack, and then my mama laid back and that shit should come on. I was like, she was like,
That's a cold story,
my
man.
little nigga made
So,
it.
your relationship with Badass, man, because Badass was,
It was tight. We was real
those who knew Badass was a cool cat, man. He was real
smart,
charismatic, real smart. He was a character.
We had just got back from Vegas. Let's say either maybe about a year before he died, I could say, and that Vegas trip was everything. Cause it was like, man, you smoking blacks? You don't want me smoking weed in the car? I'm like, man, you could drive. I remember getting in the back seat because we was in one of them Transformer Camaros.
Yeah, I know.
Nigga, I passed out in the back seat. Next thing I know, we woke up. We was in Menifee at his house. I was like, damn, we here already? Because I was burnt out tired.
Hey, you always passing out on them, motherfucker.
Now I'm in the back seat. We had a
Sleep.
bar out there. We went out there to perform. This at 2 spots. In the 3rd spot, the dude didn't want to pay us the money. The Badass went off on homeboy, and we ended up leaving. He ended up texting us when we got back to our room. We was like, man, fuck that show. Yeah, man, we had a good time though. Man, bad, man. We had so many, man, casino moments, just genuine moments to where he loved my mother loved him. She knew his voice.
He was family.
Yeah, it was family. He had just came over to the house years before he died in Moreno Valley.
Yeah.
I got footage on my Instagram when I got the trampoline for the kids.
He was over there jumping on the trampoline.
Yeah, so he was just like locked in, like we always been locked in. And
So who's older?
He had me by 1 year.
Oh, did he? Because the way he act, he seemed like he was your little brother.
Yeah, no, he was my big
Real
brother.
playful.
Yeah. But when he talked, boy, that nigga got some jewels to drop on you.
Yeah, some straight wisdom, some straight game.
It was like, it still don't seem real. I got a picture of him in my studio, so every time I record, I'm looking at
Man,
him.
very, very, very underrated, man.
Very underrated.
Man.
Yeah, most definitely.
What other artists, man, have you worked with?
Outside of Long Beach, or where?
But just on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, I work with Bo Rock, I work with Blue Flames, I work with Cricket Eye, I worked with my boy Chaos, I worked with my cousin Cool, I worked with of course Snoop, I worked with Das.
Okay.
I got a song with Corrupt that was produced by Cartel's son, my boy E White, the twins, the whole Long Beach cart
the whole
really,
cart.
yeah. Like I can't say the whole cart, but majority of the cart who everybody know.
A lot of people don't know, man, the West Coast has its own DPG.
Yeah.
Were you part of that DPG?
No. I was just well known and locally accepted.
Okay. You just intermingle the DPG. So it was kind of like you was a DPG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would thought like
Yeah, you
like,
would have thought.
I can say I'm hopping out of the van. Like I remember when Snoop performed in Hollywood at the what club was that? Club Club Opium or some shit. It's off of Sunset. And I remember we got off. It was me. Okay, so in the caravan was Snoop. It was me, Snoop, Superfly, Daz, Corrupt, Half Dead, and we all got off the. They opened up the doors and shit. They had the cameras and shit, and that shit's on Instagram. And everybody helped everybody's shoulders. Like church would move and we moved and shit. And I remember seeing this girl who I used to talk to, and she was like, "Sam," oh no, she said, "QuicTaMac." I looked over. She was like, "Can I get in?" Some dog security was like, "No." We were like, push on like, we was on the move. So, I done, man, I done had fun with them guys. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we done hit up some cool events. I've been in some good conversations, some good moments of songs that I hear on the radio today. Like that song with E40 and them, "Dripping Like Water."
I remember that song.
"Dripping Like Water." That song, that day, was my oldest son, first day meeting Snoop. I didn't tell him
where you was going. Right.
And he didn't even tell you. He said, "Man, Mac had knocked on the door." And then I looked up, and it was Snoop at the door.
Damn.
Like, oh, shit.
That's cold.
And E40 was sitting in like a big chair, and then E40 was chopping it up. And I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to get on that motherfucker. I was like, oh.
That's your oldest son?
Yeah, I said, who finna get on this song?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was Daz, Goldie, and E40, I believe. No, Daz hopped on. I think Snoop, E40.
E40 is underrated too, man. But E40, man, he been around.
Boss.
Hey, E40, anything he touched,
He a goat.
it don't matter how old he get.
He a goat. He got away with words. He got that slanguage.
He bring it to the West, man. Real talk, man. Real talk. Half Dead, man. I remember listening to Half Dead coming up, man, and
Half a daffodils.
Half Dead is cold too, man. Very underrated individual. What is Half Dead doing right now?
He's still working, speaking of Half Dead, I'm not too big on saying nothing bad about somebody who gave me my first chance.
Right.
But he's in a good situation.
Okay.
So he, like I said, he gave me my first chance. Have he helped since?
Yeah.
Absolutely fuck no. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother topic.
When we talk about, when I think about Long Beach, man, great city.
Have you supported my shit? Fuck no. Have you shared it? Fuck no. But
It
he
is
gave
what
me
it
my
is.
first chance. And
Right.
I respect him for that.
That's all that matters.
That's it. I see him. I shake his hand, keep the ball bouncing.
He gave you an alley oop is what we
There
would
you
call
go.
it. You know what I mean?
And I accepted it, and I reached out for help, and I reached out to help if he need help, but that's a whole nother ball game.
Check this out. I'm gonna give you one name right now, man. Goldie Loke. Talk to me, man. Goldie Loke. Hey, y'all know that he's a gunner, man. That's the general, man.
Let me tell you. So
that's the West Coast.
Before the East Siders, I had these people come from Italy. This was back in the days when they had Rap City and all this shit going on. They had their own Rap City out there. Okay. And they wanted to go around Long Beach with cameras and shit.
They had their own Rap City in Long Beach?
They was from like Switzerland.
Okay. Out of state. Okay.
Out the country.
Out the country.
They wanted to see Long Beach and meet rappers, and I took them to meet Goldie. But Goldie, I got so much love for that guy right there. He always was humble, always stayed on the dribble, to how he making beats now, to how he started making beats back in his days. You know what I'm saying? Like he always was family orientated, and that's what I respect about him. And we fuck around on that Call of Duty, like me and Snoop played Madden. Me and Goldie be fucking with that Call of Duty. On the Xbox and PlayStation and shit. So Goldie humble. He always got beats. Always had the voice in the bars. Goldie. Same with Trey D.
And what's my other partner name, man? He stay up there with I think he stay in Victorville, man. The Compton's Most Wanted cat, man.
Compton's Most Wanted. Oh, MC8, Chill.
No, Chill.
Yeah,
man.
Chill dope on the beats.
Yeah, Chill doing his thing, man. What's up with Tell me some stories about Trey D, man. How was your relationship with Trey?
Solid.
Mr. Trey.
He was more like a teacher.
He kind of, not to cut you off, he kind of remind me of you and your woman, man. He got a woman that he down with, man, and they on some Bonnie and Clyde shit, man. She raps, she do her thing, she hold her brother down.
Yeah, like I salute I salute Trady in his whole layout. I remember back in the days when we had our budget and we was performing. In the studio on what's that 3rd Street, and he was writing like some words down, and I was like, so what that word mean? Like it was like a dictionary. So I used to analyze how he wrote his lyrics. I've been at studios when they were doing the 19th Street compilation and shit with Style and them. I actually just like Trady got that. He got them words like away with words also. You know what I'm saying? The general.
He's very intelligent dude, man. Away with words.
Most definitely.
He spit that shit on point too. Very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like they say, man. A soldier, he very disciplined, man. The boy he be on his shit, man.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to my boy E White too. E White like family. That's like my brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man. So what are you doing nowadays, man? What's going on with you now, man, versus what was going on with you
I got a couple
in
movies
the younger days
that I'm in. Some movies that's gonna come out. This TV show, man, rest in peace to the writer and the director. It's crazy because the lady passed first and she was supposed to give her husband like her kidney or something. And we all having this reading and just exciting, you know what I'm saying? We all in there. And,
so somebody you was working with, it was a woman.
It was for a movie that my boy Ken, shouts out to Ken Glover, he turned me on to it. It was a TV show called Rich City.
Okay, Rich City?
Yeah, man,
okay.
It was for the film. It was for the be dope as fuck. I read my parts was dope as fuck. And she passed away in the midst of everything of us getting everything together.
Right.
And practicing our shit. Then recently, the husband who she was gonna give the kidney to, within like the last month, maybe month and a half ago, he passed away. And I was like, he just had called me like on accident too. I asked him for my partner. And I was like, nah, you talking about Ken? And then he said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna call you back. That was it. He died like 2 days later. So that's crazy because I was really looking forward in that role. But I got one where I'm a crooked detective. That's crazy as fuck.
So you got a movie role in as far as playing a crooked detective?
Yeah, it's called Henderson's. And then we got Extra'd Out where I'm a security guard, where I'm talking shit, macking all the ladies and shit. It's a couple comedies that I'm part of.
What inspired you to get into the acting role? And kind of venture away from the music. I know you probably still do music. I always wanted to be like on a TV screen. Like once I had asked God, like, man, I want to be on the game too, where my kids can play the game and hear my song. That happened, boom. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind being on the TV screen because a lot of people tell me that I'm funny because I can make a person that's mad smile.
Right.
So with that said, that's where I took that Sora shit to, where I'm like, you know what? Let me just show a different side of me. Boom, and just clown and just have fun and make people laugh.
Well, that's what life should be about.
Yeah, because laughing is good for the soul.
Yeah.
So.
And it makes you live a longer life, to be honest.
Most definitely. So with that was like comedy and making people laugh was always my dream. Music is in me, it's not on me, so it's easy. Like I can go downstairs and write a song and record myself, you know. But my studio is just different because I be feeling bad because I be having close homies. They be like, man, I want to come to your house and record an album. And I be turned off by that shit. Like, nah.
Why? Because you feel like it's your personal space or what?
It just don't pump me up like that. Like in my younger days, yeah. And then when you're dealing with people that go to jail every 6 months, it's like a waste of time.
Yeah.
And then it's also part of the light bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what it look like, it's like, you know, nigga running your lights up an extra $200 or $300.
Well, it's just different. You're grown. You're responsible.
Now,
You've always been
responsible. That was rolling to where a nigga had a deal and you need to knock out a certain amount of songs. Okay, it's all good. But just to come and play and freestyle, and nah.
Yeah, I get it.
Now my kids, they got access all day.
Right.
Come rock.
It's
out.
different.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Because it's really for them, and then for me, it's my therapy. You know? But other than that shit, I tell a nigga how to get the studio. I even shoot him with the program where he can record his own stuff and get him on the game.
But see, what I like about you is, even if you can't do something with somebody, you're gonna point them in a direction, or if you can't point them in a direction, you're gonna give them the resource itself and allow them to do it.
Yeah, like all you gotta do is go down this rabbit hole.
It's all love.
Yeah, some people just turn you away, nigga, with no nothing.
Yeah.
You sitting there like, damn.
Yeah, because most people don't give a shit about you.
There you go, right there.
You know, and that's the difference between you, and that's what I like about you so much, man. You a caring person. Not to say that, and don't never get it fucked up. Not to say that you gonna let somebody step on you, or you know what I mean. You know, be passive on you. You gonna handle business. You know what I mean.
Most definitely.
But at the same time, you humble.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean.
Humble first. I'm humble first.
Right.
If we could talk it out. We could talk it out. If not, until further notice.
Yeah. Real talk.
Trucker Boy,
Real talk.
QuicTaMac. You just tuned in to Fly Guy Trucker Boy TV.